This episode of The Modern Rogue brought to you by Upstart.
Go to upstart.com/rogue and check your rate now. Doesn't affect your credit.
Spell it right though, R-O-G-U-E. All right, Murphy, you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, bad news first, always.
Okay, the good news is we have a studio that we can make into a podcast studio. Everybody's always asking, when are you gonna make a podcast? And the answer is, well, first we need a studio.
This is the worst possible place to record audio. The only way this could be worse is if, like, Motley Crue were playing in the corner. Can we get Motley Crue to play in the corner?
Okay, first of all, one thing at a time. You're right, that's the bad news. The bad news is, good God, are these acoustics terrible, 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 terrible. You couldn't even tell whether or not I was saying that.
You were looking away. He is a magician.
So last summer, I did the Texas Monthly podcast. It was a fantastic interview, and their podcast studio is incredible. The guy who designed it is named Brian Standeffer, and I showed him video of all of this, and I said, is this crazy for us to try to make this a production studio? And he said, yes. And he said, well, we can't cure it, but we can tame it. From what I heard from Brian, the big problem, of course, is that sound just keeps bouncing all around, and Brian pretty much just gave me a list of things I should buy for sound baffling, which are basically just fabric to absorb a lot of the reflections.
Oh, that's what all those boxes were.
Yes.
It's been there forever.
For a year, yeah. No. We'll figure that out. But before we even begin, we have to find out just how bad it is.
Sound number 1. Sound number 2. My pickle provider has pleurisy.
Sound number 3. That lingers around so long.
You could just hear it floating around. Oh, that's terrible.
Sound number 1. Sound number 2. My pickle provider has pleurisy.
Sound number 3.
Sound number 1. Sound number 2. My pickle provider has pleurisy.
Sound number 3.
Okay. I don't have to be an audio specialist to know that that is horrible.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I can't even raise my voice.
No, it's really.
I feel like I should be shouting at middle school kids, like
in the
more
gymnasium.
hustle. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You don't whistle.
All right, so at this point, we've got all of the sound baffling. We don't really know what we're doing on installation. We're just gonna do our best and see if it works.
It's the modern rogue way.
I like our credo. All right, so it took the team about, what, 10 hours to put everything up?
Yeah, we worked really. Okay, they worked really.
There's definitely this moment that you and I realized, like, we're just slowing things down. Yeah. But we tried to go with the simple design. We wanted to stagger everything. The idea being that we didn't want any one section where sound could bounce back and forth and give us that echo. So these in the back are staggered with these on the other side. The only thing we're missing is one up in that corner because we didn't have the right size unit. But already you could tell, I mean, just talking, there's a huge difference.
It is remarkably different. It doesn't sound like, literally like a echo chamber.
Yeah, and we did put down a couple of rugs. My guess is that the more equipment comes in here, the less of a chance any sound can bounce back and forth.
How about some olive green shag carpet? Like some thick.
Don't you tempt me.
I'm tempting you, man.
I'll get an avocado refrigerator in here.
That's all I ever wanted.
All right, you ready for the test?
Let's do it.
My pickle provider has pleurisy.
Oh, we should wait for each one to finish. What's funny is there's so few echoes that I'm like, just go, let's go.
Yeah, because it used to be, you could just
We had to
hear
wait
it.
for like 3 seconds before.
Yeah, you could hear it reverberating and bouncing around the room.
Yeah, okay, all right.
My pickle provider has pleurisy.
I didn't hear any echoes.
At all.
That was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you can hear it a little bit when we talk.
Like if I shout,
Yeah.
shout, like, but even then the drop off is extraordinary.
Yeah, because it used to linger. You could hear it bouncing around.
Yeah.
My pickle provider has pleurisy.
I mean, it sounded super dead.
I know, it's like my clap didn't go anywhere.
Man, that's remarkable. Okay, so iPhone test.
Oh, right.
For the room mic.
Yep.
My pickle provider has pleurisy.
I keep thinking I'm not clapping loud enough.
You're like, where's the echo?
Yeah.
Well, I think we proved it. Subjectively, I can say that Brian Standifer is a genius, and he had the exact right prescription for this room.
Absolutely. I mean, even when we opened them right out of the box, we started seeing a difference before they were even mounted.
The biggest leap was going from 0 to literally anything in this room.
Yeah.
The moment Mass was in here, it got better. But then once they were out of the boxes, it was like, okay, we're really onto something.
Yeah, one of the things that would have been easy to overlook are the hanging panels on the ceiling. They make a huge difference, and it's still not perfect. There's still work to be done, but we've come a long way, and this is actually kind of functional now.
So subjectively, huge success. This definitely works. Massive, massive difference. Thank you very much, Brian. Objectively, I guess we have all the data, we have all the recordings. At this point, you and I are not going to be qualified to chime in on what the difference is.
With the little waveforms and stuff like that?
Or even having golden ears and being able to understand anything.
Mostly deaf.
This is where we toss to you, Brant.
Hey everybody. So I have to admit, our testing wasn't done under, let's say, the most rigorous of testing conditions, but I have one last bit of audio that I think is going to demonstrate quite clearly just how much the audio has changed in the room, and the key lies in the onboard microphone of the GH5, the cameras we were already recording with. Now the microphones on the GH5 are completely impractical for picking up clean vocals due to the omnidirectional nature of them. They pick up a lot of ambient noise, but for this particular test, that's exactly what we need. So for this last bit here, I'm going to focus primarily on their clapping. Claps are great for this because they have a really short attack and effectively no sustain, which means that the sound is basically immediate and it dissipates just as quickly. So any sound you hear after the initial pressure wave of the clap is gonna be the echo. Okay, so here are my 2 samples, and I think you'll be able to notice a pretty distinct difference even before we get too deep into the analysis. So to make sure that we're not just hearing what we expect to hear, I've imported this into Audition, and we're gonna be looking at the spectral frequency display, which really visualizes the shape and character of the sound by showing you the frequencies that it makes over time. So in both of these samples, we can see that the body of sound of the clap covers a really wide range of frequencies. This is the initial pressure wave of the clap. Anything after that is pretty much just going to be echo. So now our job here is to effectively determine when the echo ends. The bulk of the echo, I would say, is right in this area. Now let's go ahead and listen to it just so that way we can verify that this sounds about right to us. And a good way to verify this is to listen after the selection for any residual echo. And to me, it does just sound like room tone, and if we do the math, that's about 36,245 samples. I feel pretty confident about that. The after sample lasted about 0.755 seconds. So let's compare this to the before sample. Now this one has a fairly strong echo that takes a really long time to dissipate, but I feel like somewhere around here is appropriate. Let's go ahead and give this selection a listen. So with this selection, we have 81,625 samples in duration, which approximates out to 1.701 seconds. All right, so after this rudimentary analysis, I was able to show about a 55% decrease in duration of the echo. Last night, my figures were a little bit closer to 60%, so somewhere in that range. And not all echoes are built equal. So in listening to the before and after sample, you can hear that the early bounces in the echo are already much quieter in the after sample. So it changes the characteristic of the sound, and I think it makes it much more manageable and easy to listen to, even when there is still a little bit of echo. Now, the room has already changed some. We've started moving equipment into the room, which I show off in the CTA at the very end of the episode. But for now, I'm gonna toss it back to the guys, because they gotta talk about some ad stuff or something. I don't know. Bye.
The diabolical catch-22 of applying for credit,
Okay,
Brian.
don't even get me started. You want to be able to know how good your credit score is. Then you go apply for a loan, and God forbid you should find out what your rate is. But then the mere fact that they run a credit score check, and then next thing you know, it's like, for the crime of wanting to know your credit score is lowered.
Upstart does not do that, though. They actually go in and look at your education and your work history and everything.
What? This is madness. It's me, the voice of credit scores. Your education doesn't matter. Your work history doesn't matter. All that matters is my secret number, which you must not ever find out, or I will lower it.
But if you go to Upstart, you can check your Upstart rate. It doesn't affect your credit, and it can help you build your credit and consolidate all of your existing loans if you have it.
This sounds like a threat to my hierarchy.
You're going down. Your days are numbered, Mr.
Oh,
Credit.
no!
Yeah.
The only thing worse would be if I found out that you could get a personal loan without consulting me, your credit score at all, and that you would get the money the very next day in most cases.
Guess what?
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
It's only you, at least it's not 300,000 other people who've used upstart.com/rogue.
Bad news, credit monolith.
Oh no!
Yeah, you're screwed. Out of the 300 companies in their category on Trustpilot, Upstart is ranked #1.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds very trustworthy.
You can't win on this one.
Well, I'm melting!
End scene. Thank you, Upstart.
Please. Bryce, what's up?
So a lot has changed since we shot this video. We've got our computers going in, as well as Brian's podcasting desk, so where he does Night Attack and Cord Killers. We're getting that all set up today. We got a couch from the other room, and we even have arcade cabinets, so people can have a little bit of fun here sometime.
Wow.
Yeah.